Uh,
What? What do
Patrick,
you?
where's the cold
What?
open?
What do you? You're like, what are you staring at me? What? What?
Where's the cold open?
Oh, the cold open. That's not what I thought you said. Oh, well, I've got the cold. I mean, the cold open. It's 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 right here, and it's pretty spectacular. Yep.
Okay, so what? So what is it? Let me hear it.
Um. Okay. Eh.
Patrick, did you not prepare a cold open this week?
I just did. It was prepared. I did it. It was there.
It's
That
it's
was
season 7 premiere. We got to go all out, and you're giving me an opening a Coke can.
that. It. The Coke can is cold.
We are 7 seasons into this. We cannot start off with some kind of lame ass joke like that. You better throw something together right this second.
It's cold outside. I'll open a window. What's going on, Empire? The Stupid's Talking Stupid on the DVM Production Empire. I'm Patrick.
And I'm Bear, and we read the stupid, so you don't have to.
7 seasons.
Season number 7. Starting
7
off
seasons
with a
of
bang.
stupid.
God, do you ever think when we start this show, we're like, yeah, we're gonna go for well over 100 episodes?
Nope.
I can't.
No, I thought we would have gotten bored by now and had moved on, but nope.
You figure maybe the world would kind of get their shit together. Somehow
Oh,
it's
no.
gotten worse.
We're like, by this time, 7 years from now, everything will be better. Nope.
I distinctly remember hanging out in your house that day, thinking of the podcast, going, this has maybe 5 seasons worth of material tops.
But yeah,
'Cause
never 7.
We're gonna finish. We're gonna figure it all out one day,
Right?
and then we're gonna be
And
out of
then
a job.
We're gonna be out of a job. We're gonna be like, no, remember when we used to do stupid shit? Well, it's not allowed anymore. Now it's encouraged, and it seems to be rewarded. So
Yeah.
that's something.
So
how's your time off been? Has it been filled with stupid?
It has been.
Yeah.
One of the major develops in my professional life outside of here is I recently took a step back at work.
Oh, yes. I heard about that
Yeah.
from not you.
I know. I was saving it for the podcast.
Do you know how dumb that makes me look as like one of your really good friends? It makes me look horrible.
I was like, I'll talk to him on the show in a week.
Right. And honestly, that's what I told them. I said, they're like, how do you not know that? They're like, are you and Bear just not that good of friends? And I said, clearly. And I said, no, honestly, he's probably waiting to tell me on the show. But I even talked to Drea, and Drea's like, oh, yeah, that's a thing. And I was like, cool. And she gave me a look like I was a bad person who doesn't check in. And I'm like, no, because he's not. I'm like, he's not open. What am I supposed? Okay, first of all, what's that conversation? What's that conversation supposed? This happened last night. I found out last night.
You found out last night? Damn.
I found out last night.
This happened a week ago.
We don't call each other. What kind of conversation is that? I call you up and be like, so what's going on? You stepped down from your job. And you'd be like, huh? What? No, we don't talk like that. It's like, hey, stupid, you do that thing? Yeah. Okay, bye.
Yeah. We talk about like work related shit when it comes to like the podcast or live shows, things like that. We'll just like real quick, but it's like something's going on in your life, save it for the show.
Even Sergio said something to me. He's like, you didn't hear that? I'm like, no. Or like, he didn't tell me. I mean, I imagine he will, but
yeah. As it turns out, working over 50 hours a week from while at work and also at home while trying to raise a baby,
Is it cohesive?
on like I was averaging like 2 to 3 hours of sleep a night every night for 5 months straight. I was burning.
I did it for 2 years. But I was, ill. Didn't know it.
Yeah, and you felt great the whole time, right?
Oh no, I used to. Did you start falling asleep like random places?
There were times I'd be in the middle of drinking coffee at work, and I'd be like closing my eyes, like,
yeah.
So yeah,
remember I used to fall asleep during the podcast.
Yeah,
sitting up like
that was
that
was doing something you enjoyed. Here I am, slaving away at work, and I'm just like,
right. There's a Q bar. Yeah, I don't. Yeah, well, no, you have to do it. You have to do it. That's.
Yeah, this way I'm still working quite a bit.
Mm-hmm.
But a lot of the like day-to-day, all the extra stuff that comes with being the GM has been taken off my plate and been given to someone who is willing and able to do all that, because her kids are like teenagers,
not babies,
basically full grown. So she doesn't have to be there for them every second of the day like we do for ours. So it'll give me more time to be a dad, because that shit's important. Like as important as this show is, I'll fucking stop it in a second if it means I have to like take care of my baby more. There's an emergency room situation last season. I was like, fuck it, the show's got no show this week. Baby's first.
And I found that selfish.
I know.
I found it selfish. I found
like she cuts her own finger and then demands that I drive her to the hospital.
I know. Stop me bleeding. It's not your fault. It's not your business.
Incredibly selfish.
It sounds like a YP, PJ.
Ugh.
YP, not an MP.
A B. Well, she could use a YP. That honestly, that's one of the best things about becoming a dad is the dad jokes can flow freely, and I could just say, "I'm a dad. I could do it."
Yeah, before you were just a hack.
Before I was just an asshole who wouldn't shut up. But now I'm a proud father who won't shut up.
Right. Things have gotten busy for us. We just did a tour of the bays.
Now, when you say us, it's very important people realize this is not me. It's not like I took a step back from one job to add another job.
No. Playtime with Patrick and Preston. We called ourselves Bay Time with Patrick and Preston for 2 weeks because we went to Green Bay.
Mm-hmm.
And I have two stories about that. And then we went to Tampa Bay. Less stories about that.
Let's hear about Green Bay.
Oh, let's hear about Green Bay. We're driving to Green Bay, and we're about 20 miles away from our destination. And I start to hear a rattle in my car. There's a rattle. You ready? This is fun. All of a sudden, out of nowhere, the sunroof on my car rips off and flies backwards at 80 miles an hour.
The fuck?
Right. Luckily, there was nobody driving behind me that got, smacked with an 80 mile an hour sunroof.
That's just like essentially a window, a pane of glass.
Yes.
This is not like a soft top. This is a sunroof of a Jeep, a small
Jeep Commander.
Yeah.
Yes. And it went flying. That was something. That was an ordeal. And then so Preston and I, have to go to Home Depot. I then get some of that pink insulation foam, which works for everything. It does.
Except for keeping stink bugs out of an apartment when you have a window AC unit.
Oh.
Yeah, it doesn't work with that. You actually ends up bleeding
tape around the edges.
Bro, I swear to God, I taped around every fucking edge. But here's the thing: I just saw a video of someone dealing with stink bugs. They were coming through the fucking air conditioner.
Right. Oh, so then that's not a. Don't blame the foam.
I'm blaming the foam for everything, because they would also come in through the windows too. Everywhere that's taped, you lift up part of it and there's just one hanging out there.
Yeah.
You
Well, I don't
motherfucker.
know if I blame the foam on that. I think they're just resilient bugs. Um, so Preston and I go and get pink, but I'm telling you that pink foam, you want to make a castle, like you get the pink foam, you draw out bricks, you take a creme brulee torch, you go around the edges, makes it look like the concrete that holds the bricks together, paint them black and gray. You got yourself a haunted house. You want a shield for like a costume. You're gonna be fucking Link from Zelda. You can make that. That's easy. Spray paint it, make it look good, carve it out, super easy. We made Matthew had to do a diorama of like the Grand Canyon kind of thing. So we made him like a legit, like, this thing was ridiculously dumb, but I don't do shit small. I'm not putting stuff in a box. Like we made a fucking canyon. That stuff is great. We then go and get a bunch of it, and we cut the thing the size of the roof, and then proceed to duct tape around it. So my
Yeah.
car looks awesome.
Right.
People who know me know how much I love my car. I love my car more than most people. I have the same feeling about my car that you do about your baby. I'm just saying. So, oh yeah, I love my car. If something had happened, I would cancel this show in a second just to be there for it. So
the sunroof got ripped off of it. It was bleeding. You had to drive it to the emergency room.
I had to drive it to the emergency room. So we did it and everything. And so it looked really good. It was good. And I brought it to our mechanic Marcelo, who was very impressed. And he's got that accent. He's like, Patricio. He's like, this is good. This is good. This would have kept out the rain. I'm like, oh, good. I got a job if I ever wanted. And like, foaming and taping holes, be really, really good. Who, by the way, I find out recently that Marcelo is good friends with Joaquin and Carlos.
Shut up.
Absolutely. He wants to go to Cuba and hang out sometime with them. And I was like, okay. He's like, oh, I know Joaquin and Carlos. I'm like, why do I know that you knew Joaquin and Carlos? Those, at any rate, nonetheless. So get that fixed. And it turns out that there was a leak in the drainage in the roof. And it had been leaking. Not from me. I didn't do it. A leakage in the draining, and it basically rusted the brackets. And then one day it just snapped. And $1,450.
Damn.
Huh. The second one is I recently become a member of the Moose Lodge.
Okay.
Because they want to do murder mysteries and they want to do improv shows and stuff, and they're more inclined to hire a member.
Sure.
So I said, all right, what's it take to become a member? They're like $50. I said, for a year? And I said, yeah. I said,
okay,
gallon
of semen.
What does that get me? They're like, what does that get me? They're like, well, you get to go to any Moose Lodge you want in the world. There's a bunch of them. And drinks are usually $3. Oh, yeah. If you ever want to go get real hammered for real cheap, we can go to the Moose Lodge.
Do I have to be a member if I can just go with you?
No, you come with me. You come with me.
As your honored guest.
Absolutely.
You will introduce me as such to every person in there?
Probably
This is my honored guest, Bear. My distinguished guest. His royalty.
So first time as guest, second time as friend, third time they ask you to become a member. But nonetheless, they do a tailgate. Like they do a tailgate every Sunday for when the Bears play. You get there at like 10 a.m. and they people bring stuff to grill. It's $5, unlimited Bloody Marys, unlimited screwdrivers. And then you go in the bar, everyone goes into the club and watches the game, and then at halftime the club puts out food. It is ridiculous. It's a lot of fun.
What's the catch?
No catch. Like I haven't asked. I said, hey, what do I got to do and stuff? And they're like, well, there's, we always ask people to volunteer and things like that. But I told them, I'm like, you ever need an MC for an event? You ever need somebody or whatever? I can, I'll come and talk on a microphone all day, And they said, oh, absolutely. Because there are people, they don't even want to host these things and everything like that. But yeah, you could totally come and do that. I was like, deal. So we go when we travel. Where is it? Here it is. When we travel, I went to the Green Bay Moose Lodge, which is about Do they allow babies? Yes, they allow babies, Jen. They do allow babies.
Yeah, they
You
had
guys
Patrick
can come.
join.
That they absolutely, yeah. Okay. You're not. There's no parade for that. There's no parade. What are you doing? Where are you going? 7 years it took him to leave. Good. Oh, he's back. He's back. Or he's trying. He's trying to be. See, I don't even think he has his headphones on anymore. He's coming back. It's all right. Oh, there he is. There he is.
Yeah, no, I got stuck the first time because my headphones were trapped on the soundboard.
Yeah, they do allow babies. They have a kids' room and everything like that. Because the cool thing about this, and I did some research on it and everything like that, because I'm like, I'm not going to get like, Ellie Kemper. Like Ellie Kemper was a member of some club, and who's, and that was a weird,
With that weird sex cult that Alex Mack was a part of.
Right.
I'm not joining your sex cult, Patrick.
No, that wasn't Alex Mack. That was what's her Chloe from Smallville.
Same difference.
Her last name was Mack, though. At any rate, but yeah, they're essentially their main. That's right. Their main purpose is to raise funds for this organization called Moose Heart, which is down the street, and it's an orphanage. It's an orphanage for kids, and kids live there.
Is that in Batavia?
Yeah. That's where the Moose Lodge is too. It's like right down the street.
Yeah.
So anyway, we went to the Green Bay one, which is about down the street from Lambeau. Gross. Which is a really it's a nice stadium. It was all right. Just the people who work there suck. But we go in and we're sitting at the bar, we're hanging out, and the guy who's the administrator, we start talking to the administrator, and he's a nice guy. His name's Lee. He's wearing a Vietnam veteran hat. He's got all these like award ribbons on it and everything like that. And I was asking him about challenge coins, because the Moose Lodge has a challenge coin that you put on the bar, and everyone else has to put it on the bar, and the last person to put it on the bar has to buy drinks for everybody. But like I said, they're $3. Who cares? I asked him, I go, do you guys have a challenge coin? Because I totally would want to buy one and collect them. I go, but I don't know the rules about having a challenge coin for a lodge you're not a member of. I don't know what it is. And he's like, you could totally have one if we had them. We don't have one. We're thinking about getting them made. So I show him mine, and he's looking at it, and he's like, oh, this is cool. Ours says closest to the heart because we're closest to the Moose Heart, and everything like that. And it's a really nice coin. It's heavy, and so he makes a comment. And he's like, this is just real nice. He's like, I want to do one that says like in the shadow of Lambeau. And I said, oh, that'd be cool, except for the fucking Lambeau part. But and so he's like, but this thing's really cool. It's really nice. And then Preston out of nowhere goes, it's yours. And I'm like, and I look at him like,
wait, is this is yours or Preston's?
This is mine.
He gave your sex cult coin away.
Yeah, that's right. He gave my challenge coin, and he goes, "Are you kidding?" And he had that like, and then I look at Preston, and I'm like, "Nope, it's yours." Because what am I gonna do? There's a Vietnam vet, everything like that.
Wow.
So he's like, unfortunately, the club doesn't have a challenge coin. He goes, but you can't just give a challenge coin away. Sometimes you trade a challenge coin or whatever the fucking process is. So he went out to his car and he got me this.
Wait, like an actual challenge coin?
Yeah, it's an actual challenge coin. Society of the 5th Division, 100th Reunion, and then because they just had it, and there we go.
I can't read it, but
that's cool. It's fine. 100th Reunion, San Antonio, 1920-2020.
Neat.
So he gave me one, and unfortunately, he gave Preston one too.
That's
bullshit.
Son of a bitch.
I'm like, you should.
Hey, next time if I ever see Preston with that coin, I'm gonna say, hey, let me see it.
Right.
And then I'm gonna play it off. about how great it is, and then
Right.
you can say, it's yours.
It's yours. Well, I told him, I said to him, I go, I'm like, fucking shut up, And then he was talking to him about because I think he's going to give it to his dad because his dad was in the Navy and he likes to collect like Army stuff and everything. And so he made a comment. And then Lee goes, "Oh, Navy," and Preston's like, "Yeah, let me hear it." He goes, "Oh no," he goes, "I love the Navy." He goes, "Only time I don't like the Navy is when they're playing us at football." He goes, "But we were in the jungle and we were surrounded on both sides." He goes, we gave them coordinates and they fired from their ships and they blew those sons of bitches away." He goes, "Without the Navy," he goes, "I would have been in a camp. I would have been shot. I would have, but both." He's like, "I love the Navy." And then it was funny because I told that story to a guy who was a Marine, and the Marine goes, "Yeah, the Navy's really good at transportation." I'm like, "Oh, shut the fuck up."
They've all got their jokes.
Yeah. But the stupid from Tampa Bay is super easy. The stupid from Tampa Bay is that we flew back on Sunday night. And I was like, because we did a layover in Charlotte,
Okay,
for like an hour, which is nothing. And there was literally a bar right next to our our terminal, which was great. Right next to our gate.
The
What?
Charlotte Bartlett.
Yeah, right next to our gate. So we were having some drinks, and I kept looking at the radar, which was like solid green, or like just really bad. And I go, if we get caught here in Charlotte, if we get held up, I could spend $60 with my American Express or my American Airlines City card that I got for like miles and stuff.
Yeah.
I go, I could pay $60 and we can go to the Admirals Club for
That
like
strip club.
no, it's like if you're a frequent flyer and everything like that, you pay like 400
Oh,
bucks.
like their fancy ass lounge.
Yeah, you pay like 400 bucks a year.
Yikes.
Which if I ever start flying more and more and more, I will pay 400 bucks a year for that.
Yeah. Just to stay away from all the normal people in an airport.
Dude, you go in, they got a bar, they got food, they got,
Dude, the only selling point they need is you don't have to be near 99% of the people in the airport.
Right.
Sold.
So I said, if that
happens, it could be a fucking room.
Right.
With nothing else in it, and a bit deal.
Deal, $60. Got it. But we get on the plane and I'm like, we're doing this, huh? I also started and I'm like, okay.
We're tempting fate. No one watched Final Destination today?
Why do all I hear is the day the music died playing over and over in my head, You got
like an Argentinian soccer team with you.
Yeah. What was hilarious about it was I started a thing. So my friend Jeanette's a flight attendant, and she had mentioned to me, she said, "Listen, when you go," because I made a comment about like, is there a secret to getting an upgrade? And she's like, "Well, if the flight's full, you're not getting an upgrade." She's like, "But because they're not serving alcohol in the back, or because the coach folk get all drunk and pissed off that they have to wear a mask and fight people." She goes, "You might be able to swing something like that." She goes, "My suggestion is go to CVS, get some Russell Stover's candy or something like that, like something fancy, candy. Bring one for the ticket team, and then one for the flight attendant team."
Like a package of them, or just single candy?
Just like a package, a little like thing, and just be like, "Hey, it must suck to be working, with these people right now, and nobody really appreciates what you do. We just want to appreciate, tell you we appreciate you coming to work and doing everything you do."
She tells you to act like an old lady and give out hard candies.
Sure.
Hey.
It's very. I mean, I got a drink out of it.
Well, there you
go. She's like, "I'll bring
suck it, Moose Club.
I'll bring it in a coffee club so no one notices." And I'm like, absolutely. But what's funny is because I did that going there, and Preston felt left out of the, because he didn't have candy to give anybody. So then Preston goes and buys some, and I was like, I'm like, look at you. I go, you're not even doing this for the right reason, I'm like, this is a very nice thing. No, he just wanted someone to thank him, I think. And
is that why he gave away your coin? He just wants
right.
Just constant need for approval.
So we go, and I go, all right, well, here's the thing. I'll do I'll do this one, and then you do Charlotte, because I bought enough for whatever. I go, you do the Charlotte trip, and he's like, okay, fine. So I go and I give it. It's all very nice. The woman like held my hand like for a second, was just like, oh my gosh, this is so nice of you. And Preston's just like, and so he goes and he decides to do it, but he does it like during the boarding. I go, you should probably do it before the boarding. I go, you should probably do it before the, whatever, when they're sitting up there just kind of doing nothing.
Because he never bribed a maitre d' before.
Right. So he walks
Here's the bribe.
He walks up as we're getting like to scan his ticket. And he's like, here, I just wanted to give this to you guys. Thanks for coming into work today. All nice and Preston. And she goes, and it moves. And I was like, ah. And then like he got a big thank you from, we had like a smoke show flight attendant crew on the way home. But yeah, halfway through the flight, we get the obligatory, this is your captain speaking. We're going to need you guys to all have a seat. They're going to vector us around so that we can try to miss some of this weather. Meaning we're going into it head on. This is going to be bumpy as fuck. Sit down and buckle up.
We're going to have to make an emergency landing. The co-pilot has choked on a hard candy.
Right. No, this is nice. This is nice candy. It was like chocolate and it was really good. And it wasn't for them. It's not for them. It's for the pretty flight attendant. Don't give it to him. Although it would be funny if it was Preston's chocolate that he. But yeah, we're bouncing. Like it was like, I've never been scared on a plane before. Like I've never been like, and I've been through some weather, but this one was boom. And I'm like, oh my God. I turn around and look at Preston and he's like, I want to be like, fucking get up. This is terrifying.
The pilot's equivalent of watch this.
Right. But I was just like, they gotta delay us. They gotta. And nope. We went there. There was a time that we were up and he's like, we're gonna start making our descent. And then it felt like 30 minutes. I was like, are we I don't think we're descending. Because usually you could see the city from that approach that they do. But we're still up there because you look outside and it's snowing. Because we were still up high above the storm, but the weather, it's so cold.
Was it at least like a clear sky and you see the snow? It was just all just shit.
Yellow and death and
cool.
Final Destination. Like
the windows closed the whole time. You open it up, there's a demon out there. You're like, guys, it's still pretty bad out there. I wouldn't recommend.
It's like, and then you open it up and go, you're supposed to be wearing a mask. And then you close it.
It's like, I'm not in the plane.
I did have one guy who got asked to put his mask on and he goes, yeah. And I was like, motherfucker, don't even mess around.
So when you had your drink, did you have to like pull your mask away, take a drink, and then put it back? Or did you like take it down?
I took it down, drank it. Yeah. And then I put it back up. Yeah, no, I spit a bunch of it out at people on their faces and said,
yes, that's important. Mm-hmm. So 29 minutes in, you want to start the show?
Sure.
It's
course,
okay.
I was so worried that we weren't going to do an episode in October.
I don't know what you're talking about. The sound you're hearing is static from Patrick driving through a tunnel.
So to answer your mom's question, yes. Yes, I am.
Why couldn't the plane have gone down that day?
I know. Would have saved you all of this.
I hate watching it. Just knowing that that's being consumed willingly by a person. I don't know what your problem is.
I don't know.
We just ugh. So Geico.
Yep.
A Missouri woman is suing Geico for $1 million after claiming she had sex in a man's car and he was covered by Geico.
Okay.
And she contracted an STD from the guy in the car. She's like, well, it happened in this guy's car. His car's covered by Geico. Geico, get this your insurance. Your insurance, pay me. Give me $1 million. because he gave me HPV.
Show me in the policy where it says that can't happen.
Right? I mean, they list all these things that it doesn't cover.
Right.
Nowhere in there does it say consensual,
Dick.
unprotected sex leading to HPV
No,
diagnosis.
It doesn't.
Suck it, little gecko.
Right? With your British ass. Hey, did you get HPV?
15 minutes or more can get you HPV.
Could save you itching.
I can't. Yeah, she actually submitted a coverage claim to them. Geico called the lawsuit a sham for some reason.
What?
So apparently, the man and woman entered legal talks in 2018 without the company's knowledge. The two reportedly reached an agreement in a state court that allowed the woman to collect $5.2 million, which she can collect, if at all, only from Geico, court documents show. So now the woman is now suing Geico because in this arbitration thing, they came to agreement that she's able to sue. The only one person that she's allowed to sue is the entity of Geico. That's the only place that she can get money from for contracting HPV from this guy.
Do you think the court was just like, she will never get this money?
So 100%. They're like, listen, this way it covers the dude, so he's safe from her crazy ass. And now she's going to go after Geico and Geico, and then the further courts are like, no. That's why they even stipulated that she can collect, if at all, from Geico. Only from them.
It's that if at all.
Yeah, they said that Geico has now filed a countersuit with the U.S. District Court for the District of Kansas, asking to have the lawsuit thrown out. Her alleged damages have no nexus to the ownership, maintenance, or covered use of the 2014 Hyundai Genesis. I mean, first of all, you're having unprotected sex in the back of a Hyundai Genesis. You don't really have much going for you anyway.
No, I don't even know what a Hyundai Genesis looks like.
Hyundai, not Honda. Hyundai.
I said Hyundai.
Yeah, did you though? You said it with that Moose Lodge accent. I don't even know.
You shut up.
You're just out here giving coins away, pronouncing Hyundai wrong.
I don't know. It says it's a luxury vehicle.
Luxury. I've gotten luxury bars of soap from a hotel that cost 3 cents.
I mean, it's a nice car.
Patrick, would you have unprotected sex in the back seat of it?
I mean, I'm like, oh, this girl's got a Hyundai Genesis. She's got some things going for her.
Oh no, it's his car.
I know, but I'm saying in my case, I'm like, hey.
Sorry, I'm using the wrong now. It's important you look up the 2014 version.
Okay.
Which is it is not all that you think it is. Like it's okay.
Well, I'm looking at the 2015. It's not bad.
Look at this piece of shit.
I mean,
Patrick, would you raw dog in the back of this beast right here?
I think I raw dogged and worse. I think I used to drive a Ford Escort for a little while. That was fun.
I don't know. Would you sue a I mean, I'm impressed by her ingenuity of trying to sue anything and anyone she possibly can to get her shmoneys, but you could have just used a condom.
Yeah. Well, then there's that.
Condoms are a little cheaper. But, you know, I do you think this is going to cause Geico to rewrite their coverage to include?
Oh, definitely.
Because at some point you get places that with warranties they have to add acts of God, and then now they have to add in case of pandemics,
acts of Todd. You know,
you son of a bitch. You so boo, boo.
You don't have your.
That is one big pile of shit.
Still have
there, that's what you were looking for before you did the wrong one.
I didn't do anything wrong.
You did. You did the wrong one before.
Speaking of doing the wrong thing,
it even happens on Seth Meyers. they started to play the outro to A Closer Look early. He's like, "Is that early?"
Well, no, because like I have it all keyed to my to the number pad on the side of my keyboard, and I started typing in 2014 for the Hyundai Genesis.
Yeah.
And so it's not that I was trying to hit a musical cue. I just forgot that I had the soundboard open.
Right.
Speaking of number twos,
incompetence. Got it.
Incontinence over here. A nurse has tried to sue the NHS because she
the National Honor Society.
Exactly, sure. Because she lost her job because she made some complaints about well, she was suffering from some gastrointestinal disturbances at work.
Okay.
That were not caused by her herself. She was completely healthy and she's fine, and she's obviously being gaslighted through the use of low frequency sound waves.
Gaslighted.
Yeah. She says she's a healthy individual and she does not have any past medical history, but recently she's had various symptoms, including headaches, breathing difficulty, and gastrointestinal disturbances. AKA, she's unable to stop farting at work. Naturally, she filed a complaint with her work saying something's going on with your building because it's making me fart.
Okay.
And she's being idiometer phenomenon, a little known hypnotic concept which is said to make people make movements unconsciously. So she's saying someone or something within the building is hypnotizing her into not being able to stop farting.
Oh, same.
For some reason, they fired her for not having sound mind, and she lost her job. And she is now trying to sue them because she lost her job because she couldn't stop farting. Basically.
And Geico.
Someone in the building has a car outside that's insured by Geico, and every time I walked near it, I farted. Geico did this to me.
Did totally.
They did this. I mean, if you're gonna try to sue someone, maybe don't come out the gate with, "Your building is making me fart."
Change the filters already. We're supposed to be a hospital. I thought she was going to be like, I mean, there's like legit like people quitting because they don't want to take a vaccine.
Sure.
And she's like, I don't have a problem with the vaccine. I just fart too much.
Well, no, this has been a process that's been going on for a couple of years now.
Really?
Because at first it's like she started reporting the issue. No one knew anything was going on until she opened up like, excuse me, building's making me fart. And everyone's like, wait, I'm sorry, the fuck did you just say to me? You want to come at me again with that? Are you drunk right now? Like, no. She just sent an email.
I'm just gassy.
She sent an email in April 2019 to her bosses that they became concerned about her mental health and referred her to an occupational health team. And like, yeah, maybe you want to go see a therapist. She's like, nope, building's making me fart. I know it.
See that email. To whom it may concern, I have noticed that recently, when walking down the hallway on floor 4, I have become more and more gaseous. I'm wondering if it is because of maybe the paint or the wax that is used on the thing. It has nothing to do with the fact that it was Bean Day in the cafeteria, and I would like you to check into that. Sincerely, Patty.
P.S.
P.S. It's like, how do you spell that?
Usually I go with P-F-F-F-F-F-F-T.
That's
that
is not even close to probably how you spell that. It's P-F-F-F-F-T.
Yep.
There's got to be an R in there somewhere. Yeah, you just did an R sound. This is all for all you people now, like listening in your car. This is just Bear just being,
This is our season 7 debut.
They're like, they finally ran out of shit to talk about.
And now they're just making the sounds of the shit.
Now it's just fart noises.
It's kind of crazy because
it was going to be fart noises eventually. It was just 45 minutes of straight fart noises. That's
I don't even have a fart on the soundboard.
Right?
You know that's going to get changed for next one.
Right.
Speaking of crazy lawsuits, Mauro Restrepo has had a little bit of an issue.
Of the Connecticut Restrepos.
Actually, it's the California Restrepos.
Figures.
Obviously, Patrick.
Figures.
He was having some issues with his marriage. He wanted to try to save the marriage. But unfortunately, he had his ex. She got with she had a
Is
wish.
she there? What are you pointing at?
No, I'm just saying, like his ex.
she is right here.
Yeah,
she's ever
right guest. She's pretty gassy.
Yeah.
No, she his ex hired a witch to curse him.
Okay.
So that way he would have bad luck. Apparently.
Sure.
So he Googled psychics that can help him, like love psychics.
Like witches.
No, you don't look out for witches. Witches hunt you down.
Okay.
All right.
Is that the rule?
You don't find witches. Witches find
you need a witch?
They always show up when you're at your most vulnerable and you're like, I'll take a witch's deal. So he found
I thought those were demons.
Psychic love specialist. What are witches but demons with a funny hat?
Oh, okay.
He found psychic love specialist Sophia Adams, and she promised that she could save his marriage. Right there, so they were doing some tarot card reading, and she found out from his tarot cards, oh no, you got this bad luck placed on you by a witch that your ex contracted. You know, like contract a witch, like, ooh, I got the itches from this witch. So that unless the curse was going to be removed, that Mr. Restrepo, his children, and his marriage, they'd be ruined. But don't worry, she can save him and his marriage and his family for the low price of $5,100.
Oh,
right. What a reasonable price.
What a bargain.
Divorce is way more expensive.
Do you need a curse put on a loved one or a former loved one?
Are you currently experiencing pain and suffering due to a breakup?
Do you just wish that bitch would suffer?
To get your comeuppance, please call 1-800-THE-WITCHES.
We are here to give to bring order to the universe and teach that bitch what's what.
By bringing disorder to their universe.
The low price of $5,100.
$5,100? I'd be willing to pay triple that.
Right, but you don't have to, because we are doing this for you at a bargain.
Wow, bargain.
What a world. What a world. What a world.
Call now.
1-800-WITCH.
The witches.
But just put witch, because that I think fits better.
But we need 7 numbers.
1-800-WITCH.
Witch. So if you guys ever need an infomercial made for your product, we got that shit down. We didn't even come up with you know.
Just think if we tried.
Wait, you weren't trying? That was my best effort.
I haven't tried for 7 seasons. What are you talking about?
I don't know. I'm pretty sure I just dropped 2 minutes of fart noises.
Not starting now.
Are you saying that we're not trying? Seeing you eat that candy corn makes me want to vomit.
Sorry.
Speaking of
October.
Vomit.
It's October.
Speaking of vomit. Did you know that whale vomit is a thing on the black market?
Oh yeah,
No, you didn't.
sure.
No, you didn't.
Oh yeah, you
You
can buy
candy
whale
corn
vomit
eating
for.
lion,
You
son of
can
a
buy
bitch.
whale vomit on the black market. It's a thing.
Yeah, what do you use it for, Patrick?
Oh God, what don't you use it for?
Okay, give me 7 uses for whale
You
vomit.
can harden it and make a doorstop.
Okay,
You could throw it at your sister.
it's kind of a doorstop, but whatever.
I mean, you can add it to people's oatmeal and just go, guess what you're eating? That's 3. Uh, um, you could use it for like Halloween makeup, make you look like a zombie.
Okay.
Because it's like gross
Oh
and
yeah,
bumpy
no, I
and
get
stuff.
it.
You can bottle it and call it the next best big perfume,
Okay.
and it'd be called Vomit. And all you gotta do is put a little accent mark on there, and people are like, "Ooh, French." Is that 5?
Yeah, it's 5.
Um, you could give it to a whale vomit enthusiast. Okay. And 7, just keep it for you because you deserve nice things.
I suppose that is 7. The funny thing is, you actually guessed one of them.
Really,
You get
perfume.
yes.
It's perfume, right?
It is said to be utilized in the production of high-end perfumes.
Yeah, I told you.
So the
I did not know that.
well, yeah, I didn't either. Then I found
no,
the story, and I'm like, I've learned something.
no part of me knew
Unfortunately,
that. Just so you know.
um, yeah, it's so the vomit. It's often known as ambergris. I don't know. It's a
Okay.
waxy material found in the intestines of sperm whales and is said to be utilized in the production of high-end perfumes.
Ooh.
When sperm whales have a stomach or
Oh,
throat,
sorry, I didn't mean ooh. I meant.
when they have an irritant in their stomach or throat, they essentially it gets coated in that greasy substance, the ambergris, and then they
Mm-hmm.
throw it up. It's like
Mm-hmm.
it's a way to their defense mechanism of it is it gets wrapped in this shit so it doesn't like digest or whatever, and then they
Okay.
just bleh, and then it floats in the water like right below the surface. So it doesn't go all the way up, but it's not like sunk on the bottom. It's just kind of there. So you have to essentially be
You
following the
gotta
whales around in order to find it.
right. You're like dropping like rumplemans in there
Yeah,
in the ocean. Be like, come on,
do
go
it.
ahead, do it. Don't be a pussy. Do a shot.
It's a birthday shot.
It's a birthday shot. Get it.
Yeah. So there were 2 people, a 53-year-old man and a 52-year-old man. They got caught in a sting with the police trying to sell 17 pounds of illegal sperm whale vomit. Yet,
Why is it illegal though?
um,
I mean, I point you towards the Supreme Court case of Finders v. Keepers.
well, that's the thing. They say like right now, technically, if you just find it in the wild, you could say that no harm, no foul. But what they don't want to do is they don't want people catching and killing whales to retrieve this super valuable shit from their intestines. And also it probably keeps people from trying to like feed them things that they know will make them throw up. Like, here, have this bicycle. And they
Do
just
you
have a
think
whole
animals? Do you think animals appreciate the shit some of these busybody fucking people do for them?
no,
I don't think
absolutely
in a
not.
million years. I mean, you gotta. If I was a whale, I'm sitting around, I'm floating, and I'm just be like, "Did you know that there's somebody out there whose job it is to make sure that I don't eat shit that throws up? How considerate."
Oh, you talking about Greg?
So
Good guy.
his name's Greg.
Good guy.
I keep getting fucking followed by the boat. It's got, what does it say, Chanel on there? Like,
Hmm.
they want me to like they keep being like, here, this will make you throw up, and I'm like, it's like I get, I'm a whale, like they're body shaming me.
It's like it's not like you're driving. You can have one more shot. No, 17 pounds of
And it's got
sperm whale vomit. What do you think the estimated worth on that is?
17 pounds. So probably don't need. Well, I mean, you throw it in. I mean, I don't know how they make perfume. I don't know if it's like small batches or big batches. But I figure 17 pounds, and it's a component of that.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know, close to like $500,000.
It's $1 million.
$1 million.
$1 million worth of whale vomit. What a way to go to jail. It's like, what are you in for? Tax evasion. What about you? I murdered 3 people. What about you? I had some vomit in my pants.
I was like, right? Was it yours? No, I made a whale throw up. Does that make them a belumic whale?
That is one big pile of shit.
No, it's vomit.
I hate you so much.
Bulimia. I don't know.
I hate you.
It's got an eating disorder. That's all that matters.
We're gonna stay on the topic of
Shamu.
animals.
Eat something. Do it
real quick.
Is this just you? Do you have a problem?
Yeah, right. This is me talking about how I'm going to be suing Geico.
Suing Geico.
So there was one of the fires in Northern California, the Fawn Fire, which burned 8,500 acres and was 3 people were injured in the fire and 185 structures were damaged, including homes. All of this started because 30-year-old Alexandra Survaneva from Palo Alto was hiking in the woods, and she was thirsty. She was real thirsty. She came across a little puddle that contained bear piss in it, and she thought the way to be able to make it so I could drink this is I have to boil it. So she tried starting a fire to boil the bear piss so she could drink it. She was apparently unable to start the fire, and then just said, fuck it, continued walking. Little did she know, she accidentally did start a fire.
Oh, my God.
And it proceeded to burn 8,500 acres. She called authorities when she noticed there was smoke behind her. She's like, someone tried to burn some bear piss, and the whole state's on fire now.
Okay, so I have questions.
What kind of questions could you possibly have from this story, Patrick?
I have only a few.
Okay.
Was she hiking?
Yes. She was in this was in Northern California.
Okay.
She was hiking to Canada.
Okay.
And she was thirsty. Didn't even make it out of California before she starts.
Do they not have bottles of like Fiji water and Aquafina that she could
in the forest?
I mean, she could have packed some.
Probably could have.
But she's like, no. Do I want this big bottle of smart water?
What her supply situation was pre-hike to Canada.
Obviously,
but I imagine
not
if she's
great.
hiking from California to Canada, you'd think she'd have a little bit of supplies on her.
Well, yeah. I mean, she's like, don't you need a bottle of smart water? No, I'm sure I'll find some bear piss along the way. What? It's like Darwinism at its best. She should have just, fucking, I don't know, died of thirst. I don't know.
Fire personnel said they found her emerging from the woods with a lighter in her pocket, and she seemed dehydrated and needed medical attention when they found her.
Well, yeah, because, apparently the stupid was spreading all over her. And she's like, I'm just getting dumber by the moment. But having a lighter, does that, I mean, granted, that's like, I guess being caught red-handed to an extent, but just having a lighter doesn't mean that you started that fire. They're like, oh, what's this?
She did admit to it.
Well, that's fine. I know.
What a weird story to make up. Like maybe if she was like, well, I can't get caught smoking cigarettes. I told my mom I quit. I was trying to sterilize bear piss so I could drink it and then die.
You hear about it every day.
Yeah. It is time for our favorite segment in the whole goddamn show. I get to finally use the thing that will not go away. It has been taunting us for the last season. It's motherfucking time. Goat news.
flashing. Stop.
I still cannot delete this title card.
Why would you want to?
I still try every single time because I don't understand why it won't go away. But at this point, I'm like,
because it should never go away.
It shouldn't.
Goat news for life.
Goat news for life. I can't even edit it.
I was gonna say you should edit it to say goat news for life.
I can't edit it. I can't change it.
Eva.
I can move it up and down in the order of things. I cannot. For whatever reason, this one will not go away.
Did you like troubleshoot it? You look on like online to see.
There's nothing about one tab forever staying. I found a bug.
You could write it, Bear. You could be that guy.
Yes.
But of course, you'd have to know how to fix it.
I can't get rid of my goat news tab. Does anyone else have this problem?
Anyone else have a problem with the goat news tab? Is it just me? I'm the only one.
So Jordan Stevens of Indiana, she started a business, Happy Goat Lucky Yoga.
Shut up.
Well, so she's got this farm, in rural Hamilton County.
Honestly, until you corrected yourself, that's exactly what I was going to say. You said happy go lucky. I was like, you mean? And then you corrected it. I was like, oh, fine.
She runs a full-time goat yoga operation on her farm.
Oh yeah.
She's been doing it since the beginning of the pandemic. Until goddamn neighbor came through, called in a complaint. So she's had the farm itself since 2018, but it wasn't until the pandemic that she decided to start doing the goat yoga and goat cuddling sessions. She can have the goats on the land, and that's all good and everything.
Was part it like a woman being like, my husband keeps staring at all them yoga butts. I don't want him seeing another woman other than me. I don't know if he's looking at them or the goats, but either way, I am worried.
It is a bad situation. So she tried applying for.
Don't you find me beautiful anymore? And he said, nah.
I could eat a tin can too.
He said, nah.
This hurts my gums.
I'm suing Geico.
I'm suing Geico. Guy goat. So they raise Nigerian dwarf goats, so they're tiny little adorable goats.
Shouldn't it be Nigerian little people goats?
I believe they identify as dwarf goats.
Okay. That's all right.
So they had so at first when they started doing the goat yoga, they rented out a space in a counseling center in town to run the classes, hiring independent contractors to teach them. But then the pandemic with the shutdown and everything, like, fuck it, let's do it on our property. We got all this land, it's outside, so people can be spaced out. It'll be great. They get like 20 people per class, do the classes like 5 days a week. So it's just a full-on operation. And then she got phone calls and emails from the Hamilton County Plan Commission staff. They said that a complaint from a neighbor had triggered an investigation that discovered her business was out of compliance with her farm's zoning. Basically saying, can't do it. Stop it right now. Like, what the fuck?
So can I get a permit?
Well, that's the thing.
Like, if you were selling tomatoes on the stand, they let you sell tomatoes at your fucking farm.
Right, because it's a temporary thing. This is an ongoing class where they have to, the land has to be zoned for such a thing. So she said about the process of applying for zoning variance. She wrote a business plan for it, posted county signs on her property about the upcoming public hearing, took out required ads in 2 local papers notifying people about it. She sent certified mail to neighboring property owners. And then it all cost her about $1,000 to do everything. And then with the lost revenue for the 2 months of not hosting the classes, cost her another $4,000. So all in all, this whole process cost her $5,000. And then they said,
nah, son.
Fresh out of goat yoga here, bro.
Nah.
So this is our first goat yoga news story that's just sad.
It's very sad.
It is very sad.
What do the dwarf goats do with their time now?
Now they just kind of hang out and they don't get to climb all nimbly and bimbly on top of people.
Such a weird fucking thing.
Yeah, like I've had neighbors complain about shit, but like hey, we're just gonna hang out with the goats for a little bit. No, you can't do that. Don't you guys stop having fun?
It's
I
nuts.
made sure they stopped having fun. Look at me.
I went down a kind of like a TikTok rabbit hole about this woman who was putting up a fence, and she just always assumed the property line was what the property line was. But they were like, "Nope, this is our property. Like we can put up a fence here."
I love a good property line fence dispute.
Oh my god! And and there's like a dead tree on their side, and they wanted to get rid of it, and she's like, "No, you can't get rid of my tree." It's like, it's my tree. You can bitch all you want, but the shit that people are like getting all crazy about, it just cracks me up, man. It's like, this is what you're worried about, really?
Man, when it comes to like putting in or taking out fences,
Mm-hmm.
the property line disputes they're so fascinating to read. Like I'll read like these stories on Reddit with people talking like, man, I got this really asshole neighbor that like they were putting in it, like, we just bought this house and they said, hey, the previous owner said that they were gonna pay half of the cost to have the fence that goes in between our yards. And it's like, all right, well, I'm not gonna do that because I didn't make that
Okay.
agreement. So you can contact them,
Yeah.
see if they want to pay for that still, because I'm not going to do that. And even then, they're putting in the fence, and it's on the property of the person who just bought the house. I'm like, so you can't even put the fence in here anyway. So you
Right.
just lost 10 feet of your yard.
Take it down, bro.
Yard. I love it when people just like blindly go for like, no, this is the line. I'm going to make a fence right here. Boom. Spend like $8,000 on like the fanciest fence and all around your yard. It's like,
I'd let him put it
ooh.
up.
Oh yeah.
And then I'd be like, hey, by the way, you got to take that down.
You got to take that down. Like
I think I would have somebody come in and take it down like really, really, like really gingerly, and then I'd make something else out of it. Like I'd be like my new gazebo that I've made out of the materials. I mean, it could be, well, it's really your gazebo you paid for, but since it's on my property, it'll be mine.
Thanks for the gazebo.
Yeah. Be like,
yeah,
don't injure those planks of woods. It's going to be a gazebo or a deck. We don't know yet.
Property line disagreements and tree law, dude, that shit is fascinating to read because you don't understand. Like, if you are going to rip some trees out of what you think is your yard,
right?
Spend, I don't care how much money it costs to get a surveyor to come out and
make
check.
Sure.
Because if you rip out like an 80-year-old tree, you could be costing yourself like $100,000 per tree.
What do they do when the tree's like on the line?
Like, I believe that has to be like a mutual agreement kind of thing.
Yeah. Because I remember my neighbors used to cut. They had those big weeping willow trees in the house in Addison, and they used to cut the branches, and they would land on our fucking side of the yard, and they would just leave them.
Yeah. That's what you take me, throw them over on their roof.
I was like, you dicks. Like, go get them. Come on.
Yeah, there was the legal advice subreddit on Reddit.
Yeah.
It's so good for these kind of things because you see things like where someone's like, yeah, this is my property, you know, I it's been in my family for 3 generations. And then some, like, it happens to have lake access, and these other people are like, well, we want to have access to the lake too, so we built a deck all the way down. It just happens to go through this person's entire yard. It's like,
right,
that's my deck now. Thank you.
Yeah.
Also, I put a fence on it. Don't touch it. Like, what the fuck?
Larry's parents had something with the 100 Stairs in Twin Lakes. They had this big project. They bought the property. The property of 100 Stairs is itself. And they were putting a deck on the thing, and they were putting this. But for some reason, I guess since no one had owned it for so long, and they never cared. Like, they never cared if people like use the stairs. They're like, whatever. And it wasn't until they made a big stink about everything, and then they were like, all right, now no one gets to use the fucking stairs. Like, You know, we could have been.
It only takes
you know,
one person to ruin it for everyone.
They could have been civil about it. I think they took them. They wanted to take them to court. It was a whole thing, and now there's like a fence around the opening. I mean, they've even got an elevator that goes down now. Like it's because those stairs are old and they're kind of crumbling away. But they put like this this like it's like a box cart kind of thing, and it goes down the track. And it's funny too because there's like this elevator cable that just basically feeds it down the hill, and you're like that's the only thing that's keeping us alive right now. This is great. But yeah, they had it, and they will go there to boat, and we'll go there to hang out, and they'll still fucking flash dirty looks. And I'm like, dude, I tell you, not your property. You wanted
It's
it,
like
you should have bought it.
when someone owns the property and they just allow the community to use it. Like, yeah, I got this amazing playset that I built for my kids and they outgrew it. So sure, the entire neighborhood can play on it. And then they move away, sell the house, and the new family comes in. They're like, I don't want 80 strange children hanging out in my yard. So I'm gonna put up a fence, and now all of a sudden they're the town martyr.
Yeah.
Ugh.
My children have nowhere to play. All right, we'll go buy property for them, and they're not gonna do.
We're running a bit long here. I do want to cover at least this one more story before we get to the end. Basically, because it's so goddamn fascinating. I didn't even know this was a thing because I'm not a person that looks into this kind of stuff. Now, if you had to only eat, let's say you spent $150, right? $150, you got to eat at the exact same restaurant every day for a year on one-time use of $150. Let's eliminate buffets so that way it's like a legitimate thing you have to fucking choose from. It could be a restaurant that has like 6 different we have Italian, but then we also have sandwiches, and then we also have pizzas, so it's like.
So you're asking me what that restaurant would be?
Which restaurant would you eat at for $150, a one-time payment of $150 a year? And how many years in a row could you do it?
So there's a place and we've been there. It's the place with the cream of chicken rice soup in Addison. Remember Dapper's?
Oh, yeah.
Honestly, I think I could do that because they've got such a wide, variety menu.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, because given the opportunity, I would have said Shamagouch in a second, but I'd be 1,000 pounds.
Well, not only that, but could you eat there every day for at least a year straight?
Yeah, I don't think they got enough variety.
That's the thing. It's you almost need somewhere that has a huge menu with a wide variety.
Yeah, then I would say almost like any Greek diner restaurant, because that thing's got 9 fucking pages of different food and stuff like that. And I could probably do it if I had to pay $150. I think I could probably do it for 2 years, and then I'd be kind of all right. Yeah.
I don't know if there's a restaurant that I could do that at. Even if you made.
That's not a bad one.
If you added in buffets, maybe one at a casino.
Well, I was gonna say the Bellagio buffet in LA is fucking ridiculous. They do breakfast, they do seafood, they do all that shit. That might.
So, a guy named Dylan, a 33-year-old electrical engineer, spent $150 a year to eat all of his meals at Six Flags. Back in 2014, $150 got him a year-long membership to Six Flags Magic Mountain that included unlimited roller coaster access, free parking, and 2 free meals a day. He then spent the next 6 years doing that, ate an estimated 2,000 meals at the park, essentially spending 50 cents per meal. And through all those years of saving all that money on food, he was able to pay down his student loans. He got married. He bought a house. When he first began back in 2014, they didn't really have like the food renaissance that they did with
Is
theme
this
parks.
anywhere there? Like, is this anywhere in there in the park? Because I'm pretty
Well,
sure.
I don't know exactly if he was going to be able to go to every vendor, or if it was
Well,
like a certain restaurants in the park or something.
well, that's what I'm saying, because
But
I'm looking at Magic Mountain right now, and they've got like a pretty good variety. So I mean, if it was anything, like they've got Ace of Clubs, it's
because he was saying something
barbecue
like
turkey legs, tri-tip sandwiches,
yeah, that's the thing. He ate all that stuff. He ate
Big Belly
At
Burger,
first, it was a lot of burgers and fries and pizza, but then over time,
Carnitas pizza,
included things like the tri-tip sandwiches, carne asada salads, and vegan options.
chicken coop, chopsticks, food, etc., sushi, fish tacos, nachos, Full Throttle Sports Bar, Funnel Cake Factory, Goliath Goodies, which is like churros and stuff,
Mm-hmm.
High Octane Wings. There's a Johnny Rockets, Katie's Kettle, which is burgers, turkey legs, Kent Farm roasted corn, Maxed Out Mac and Screaming Spuds, a place called Munchies, Munchopolis Snacks. There's a lot of shit here. I've never been to Magic Mountain. Pizza, Plaza Ice Cream and Shake, Snack Track, Soda Shack, Soda Springs, Sushi, Teen Titans Tower Pizza, Twin Charge Tacos, Twisted Witches, and Weskel's.
Oh well, I was fine until you said Wascals.
I will never go there.
So the thing is,
that's a good amount of food. Like I mean, 2 a day.
His office was 5-minute drive to the park. Yeah. So he'd go there and time it out. So he'd go there every day for lunch, and then he'd pick up food on his way home for dinner. And that's the 2 meals he would eat a day, because he got 2 free meals a day,
right?
And free parking. Mm-hmm. So he would, $150 for an unlimited annual pass.
So we used to do the Six Flags year pass.
Mm-hmm.
When I think it was like junior and senior year, the summer between junior and senior year, we had and we actually did it for a couple of years, but yeah, junior and senior year, and we my friend Larry would get the parking sticker, and so we drive his car, and then if we wanted to leave the park to go to like Burger King or something like that, you didn't want to eat there, we'd go eat there. And then go back in, and then do all the rides and stuff. And we were a good once a week going to Six Flags. Like we were getting the most out of it, because like once you go like 3 times, it's paid for. But I remember the last time we went, we knew that we were over it, because literally we got there. I think we went on Raging Bull. And then we were like in the town square, in the Main Street town square area, and we just hung out in the gazebo and sat there and like talked to each other. And they were like, "Does anyone want to go on a ride?" No. All right, well, let's go home. It's just kind of like we're over it.
So you can currently get on this plan if you like, for instance, Six Flags Great America, which is the one closest to us. If you want to drive all the fucking way out to Gurnee, you could buy the season pass, which is $64.99, and then under season pass add-ons, you can find the dining options, where Great America offers a pass for 2 meal season dining, which includes lunch, dinner, and snack, for $109.99. So for $175 a year, Patrick Newsom, you can also take part in this diet.
I don't think I'm the one that wants to do it, if you look at the last comment. You're going to be going out to Gurnee. So many photos taken with Bugs Bunny. Go on. Put it up.
I don't want to.
Do it. You do it. You put that up on the screen. Put it on the screen so everyone knows. Yeah. Look at those faces. They want to go to Six Flags.
No, they don't.
Do.
No.
You take them. You could tell.
It makes me want to blow up the world.
You probably will after Six Flags. No doubt.
All right, I won't this time. Because engineer Najat Sani created a a washing machine for people that live in poverty and like underdeveloped areas to allow them to be able to wash their clothes in a very simple way. I created a machine called a Divya. Um, it's a hand crank washing machine, so that way people that are um, he said he had a 2-week trip to northern Iraq to hand out these machines. He said it was a completely humbling experience. He said to give the people the dignity of clean clothes is very fulfilling. The machines were created in the UK and sent to those without access to electricity and water who would otherwise need to wash clothes by hand. These include people with disabilities, female survivors of abuse, and people who have been held captive by terrorist groups. He said that some of the families still have members missing. Some of these women have suffered major trauma and abuse. It's just really heartbreaking stuff. And hand washing clothes is very restrictive and painful. The divya means women who are usually primary washers have more time to rest. So they're not hauling a shit ton of clothes everywhere, washing them by hand, and having to haul them all back. It's like you got a machine that you just get a little bit of water for it, and it'll save you so much time and effort and wear and tear on your body, so you can actually like go about your day as a person.
Right.
Because washing clothes, like I mean, yeah, you put on a fresh outfit, you're like, I feel good. You put on a shirt that you've been wearing for 4 days, you're like, I'm a piece of shit.
Yeah.
Which the shirt underneath this flannel, I'm a piece of shit.
Yeah.
So yeah, he's made multiple trips to Iraq. He actually, what school was he at? There's the University of Bath in the UK.
University of what?
Bath.
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 Interesting.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Right? It's the UK, man.
He's got a team.
The engineer, he set up the washing machine project in 2018, and now has orders from 15 countries around the world.
There you go.
So he's looking to roll the device out in Uganda, India, Lebanon, and Jordan. So he's looking to try to get this. The idea is it's a simple to operate, simple to repair machine that can be used anywhere in the world. So, because I remember when you see those what's it called, like the Tide trucks that show up to for like the tornado relief in places where they, hey, there's 600 homes that got destroyed and people have, just the clothes on their back. Yeah. Wouldn't it be nice if someone could...
and their clothes have been like strewn around and
right? Wouldn't it be nice if their clothes could be cleaned? So they have these trucks that show up with washers and dryers attached to them, and they're like, yeah, here, wash your clothes for free. So it's not a service you think about, but once you hear about it, you're like, oh, that's a great idea. Why isn't So it's no.
That's great.
So
that's really good.
I think it's great. Yeah, despite what you think. Despite what you,
I know you're opposed to it.
I know you're really opposed to it.
I know. I'm like, no, they don't deserve clean clothes. Everyone deserves clean clothes, Bear. Everyone.
I know. Despite what you think.
Despite. No, not despite. Just for that. Yes, Jen. I will go with you guys when we go to Six Flags. But before we do that, we will discuss it on the Disney cruise that all four of us go on.
What's that? We have to you can find us online at Stupid Tweeting. You can find us individually at Hungers a Bear. That's me. At something dumbass. That's Patrick. You can find the video version of the podcast on Facebook and YouTube by searching for Stupid Talking Stupid. You can like, subscribe, follow, comment, rate, review, all that wonderful stuff. The audio version of the podcast, on all major podcasting platforms, iTunes, iHeartRadio, Spotify, any kind of app. You go follow everything with the podcast at stupidstalkingstupid.com.
That's right. And stay tuned to our live episode from the deck of the Disney cruise.
Patrick has been muted.
I've been unmuted.
No.
You can find the rest of our stuff on dbmpe.com.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
All right.
Well, we're now going to end the show so that Bear can go discuss with his wife over dinner why he does not want to go.
Stupid Talking Stupid.
I'm Bear. Talking Stupid, and I'm Patrick.
And I'm Bear.
See you later. And we'll see you later.